Hi again. Christianity and the Social Crisis, Walter Brueggemann, page 116. This new subhead, The Society-Making Force of Primitive Christianity. All that has been said so far bears intimately on the social contents of early Christianity, but it deals with its ideas and theories rather than its actual social achievements. But primitive Christianity was not in the least academic. Its distinctive quality was the passionate moral energy with which it pressed for action. Jesus had put a new spirit into his followers. That spirit spread with a noble contagion and sought expression and realization in a new society. The old social life was stubbornly hostile to it at some points and unresponsive at others. Therefore, a new social life had to be created to be the fit environment for the new spirit. Hence, wherever Christianity came, we see a new society nucleating. To create a new type of social organization is always a feat of strength. The higher the ideas and aspirations are which the organization embodies, the greater is the force needed to create and maintain the organization. Water seeks its level, so does man. It is not hard for a swimmer to keep his face above water. It's very hard to lift his shoulders above the water. The Christians at Corinth were Corinthians before they were Christians. Their memories and habits, their imaginations and appetites were in league with the common life about them. They lived in the same houses and workshops and baths with their fellows. Yet Christianity called on them to cut loose from their social environment and to rise to an ethical standard which they had neither recognized in theory nor practiced in life. It bade them cease from that sexual indulgence which the Greeks regarded as a simple, pleasurable satisfaction of a natural appetite. It called for unselfishness and honesty in money affairs, and Greeks were not famous for either. It demanded peaceableness and gentleness of intercourse, whereas the Greeks took to factious debating as a duck to the water. The results achieved were by no means ideal, but the religious power of the new faith did succeed in gathering these people into organizations where such moral teachings were urged with immense determination, and where the irresistible force of public opinion exerted its disciplinary power on all who manifestly contradicted in their living the ideals accepted in their faith. The first generation of Christian teachers had to make a strenuous fight against the grosser forms of sexual evil within the churches. In the following generations, we hear less about them in exhortations addressed to Christians and more in writings addressed to the general public. Probably the moral standard had been effectively raised within the Christian community, and these outstanding vices had been practically left behind, much as intoxication and profanity in the American churches. A body of seasoned Christians had grown up under lifelong Christian influences, and their combined influence was more steady and powerful than the occasional warnings of the early apostles. To curb the strongest and therefore the most destructive physical desire, to put an edge on conscience in regard to honesty and generosity in the use of property, to soften the hateful and factious spirit by a lovable gentleness. Even a slight success in these directions would be an invaluable contribution to social life. But to draw men out of their social environment into an organization expressly dedicated to the achievement of this high moral standard is a wonderful testimony to the society-making power of the new religion. Put a link onto Walter Brueggemann's discussion of another curb, the curb on covetousness that the law of Moses put upon Israelite society and the acquisition of property and power. Brueggemann's discussion of Naboth's vineyard and King Ahab and Jezebel.